Oh, let's see. What's up, guys? This is Dr. McFarland, and this is the viewer suggested Headrush rigs. And I am trying something different tonight. So if it doesn't work, then it was a good try. But I'm using my Zoom Q8 camera, and I'm running the audio through that, and I'm using it in webcam mode, which I think this doesn't have the greatest webcam picture. And it's showing up backwards on the screen for some reason, but maybe it'll swap it back around when it gets all done, because it looks fine on the screen here. So we're just gonna have to go with it. But what we're gonna do is let's start off with some Tom Petty, and I had the hankering to maybe do some Mary Jane's Last Dance, and then we'll go from there. So go ahead and put your suggestions in the box. I can I have my screen going here on the computer, so I can kind of look back and almost see in real time, what the questions are. Okay. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe down below and click that bell icon, so you'll be notified every time I have a new live stream or release a new video. And I got another video coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Hey Jim, how you doing? Let me know if the audio at least is a little bit better. I'm using a microphone for my voice, and I'm just using an XLR output of the Headrush going into the Zoom. And I am wearing headphones, so I can kind of monitor how it sounds in real time. And I guess really like the main thing is just the sound. The video, it would be nice if it was amazing, but if it's not that amazing, but the audio sounds great, then that's really all that matters, because we're dealing with the Headrush pedal board here. So all right, let me keep tuning. I don't know what's going on here. Tune. I should have tuned beforehand, but at least we get to see how well the tuner works. Right? All right, thanks, Jim. Thanks for letting me know that. And hey, John, how's it going? So go ahead and put your suggestions in the chat there, and I will get to them promptly. But for right now, let's experiment with this Tweed Princeton. Actually, I'm gonna do something different. Let me experiment with let's do a Princeton reverb, and let's crank up the volume here. So what I'm going for is a Mary Jane's Last Dance kind of sound. Hey, thanks, Bruno. Iron Maiden. I'm pretty sure I did an Iron Maiden rig a few weeks ago, and I have come up with a way to share these rigs a little bit better. So I am going to upload these to the Headrush cloud, so that way when you type in my name, you'll see all the rigs, and you can also search for them a little bit better as well. But if you still want to go to the website, you can watch the videos and watch me create the rigs. Then you can still download the rigs on the website as well. But I think for the sake of everyone involved and being as accessible as possible, I will include these on the Headrush cloud. Have a good description and details about the rig and whatnot, so that way other people can find them and put them to good use. Okay. Sounds pretty good so far. Let's crank up the amp all the way. the screen really backwards to you guys, or is it just me? Because I'm looking at the screen on the Zoom Q8 here, and it's actually, normal. But for some reason, when I look back on my computer screen, everything's backwards. So hopefully it won't be like that. And we'll get this thing figured out. But at least the audio sounds good, right? All right, so there is no big secret to Tom Petty. He mainly used Fender style amps. Yeah, I mean, he also used Big O Vox, the full stack style Vox amplifiers as well. So we might experiment with the Vox sound, but we're gonna do Mary Jane's Last Dance. Oh, DNCE. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, here we go. Okay, good. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad the visuals are working out. So, all right. So, what do you think of that? It's not too bad, right? Let's put on a 57. Okay, not bad. But let's pretend like we're in a studio and they're gonna mic it with the Neumann U87. Ooh, that sounds great. I'm trying to think of some other tones in there. So let's kick in a little JRC. And I thought I had a preset on here, but it's definitely on the gig board, but I hadn't saved it on the big one yet. So I am using the large pedal board tonight because I have been using the gig board for a while, but it's so convenient, they're on the desk. Oh, I haven't played that song in a long time. That was actually really bad. I'm sorry. I'm actually going to change. I don't want the JRC right there. Let's do a white boost. And we're just going to warm it up here a little bit. Make sure the... There we go. I like that. All right, see that my camera is clipping just a tad. Make sure it's... There we go. It's pretty good. We'll check the output. Cool. I like that. And let's also experiment with a compressor, dot comp. We're going to ease up on the threshold just a little bit. Ease up on the gain, so that way we're not pushing the amp any harder than the white boost is. And we go. So I like the Dyne comp because it does have a threshold and attack. It's more like a studio compressor. And the other one just kind of gets a little too squishy for me. I am using my Reverend Warhawk RT. This has Revtron pickups in it, so it kind of has that classic Gretsch, just kind of, Tom Petty would use some Rickenbacker Gretsch style stuff. So that's kind of what I'm going for. The Reverend Sensei that I have is a great guitar, but the pickups can be a little hot. So it's great for, the hard rock and just full on rock and roll stuff. But when you want something more clean, but also have like a classic vibe to it, then the Revtron pickups are great. And also the Jetstream sounds really good as well. All right, cool. I like it. Are you tired of that riff yet? I just want to make sure I'm playing it correctly and it sounds good. Let's check. So the amp is cranked. So it's like, hey, let's take a small little amp and let's just crank it up, yo. Let's turn the bass down a little bit. So guitars you probably want to use for this song is if you have a Telecaster, I would definitely use that on the bridge pickup. And if you have a Rickenbacker, heck yeah, go for it. If you got, you can probably get away with the Les Paul, maybe on the overdrive stuff, that kind of stuff. But for the rhythm, you definitely need some kind of Fender style guitar to get away with the true tone of the song. All right, so that's Mary Jane's Last Dance. That was a good icebreaker just to make sure that everything's working. And all right, give me some suggestions here, guys, because I am ready to rock. Otherwise, I'm gonna start playing like My Little Pony or something because that's what my kids watch. My Little Pony. I'm gonna stop right now. That's horrible, Nathan. Sorry. All right, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, yeah. All right, let's say. Either a Sedan. Ooh, all right. So I've been messing with these amps here for my website. Hint, hint. So if you want to go check that out, you can. And the Mesa Boogie TREADPLATE Vintage, which is basically like your single rack, dual rack, triple rack style amplifier. The vintage amp actually sounds great. Sounds really good. Check this out. Yeah, I like that. All right. I don't know what song we're gonna play though. Let's put a 57 on there. Yeah, I've done AC/DC. That was one of the first few weeks I did. I actually did an Angus and a Malcolm stereo rig. So that way when you're playing, you kind of get that stereo effect out of both speakers. It's actually really cool. You should go check it out. It's probably maybe week 3 or 4. Which is why another reason why I need to put these on the Headrush cloud, because that way you'll be able to search for the rigs a lot easier. And the problem with the website is I don't really have descriptions for each week on the site. I just have, hey, here's week 1, week 2, week 3, and so forth. And you kind of have to watch the videos to see what rigs I'm actually making for that week. So at least with the Headrush Cloud, you'll be able to go on there and check it all out. That's my goal for over the weekend, is to get all that transferred over to the cloud and make sure the descriptions are nice and ready to go. Wicked Games by Chris Isaac. I did that one as well. Sorry. Already done it. But just to let you know, I mean, it's very, very simple. So, you just call up a basic, let's just go with a Black Duo, crank up the volume a little bit, turn on the vibrato, make sure the speed is up, a little bit. Right, so you got a little goodness going on there. Yeah, I did a slash tone 2 weeks ago, and if you download that, you can play a Sweet Child of Mine song. I found that if you put it on the neck pickup, it gets that sound a little bit better than if you had it on the bridge. It's just me though. So this is for Bruno, showing the very simple right, a little bit of tremolo, a little bit of reverb, not a whole lot going on with it. All right, but that one don't count. Okay. And let me give you a little hint of what my video is going to be about tomorrow. So, what I've done is I've taken my my parametric EQ, and I've applied those settings to my global EQ here on the XLR output. So on the low, I have it at 120 hertz, and then I have it just a little dip, about 3 dB, and then I boost. I have a high boost or high shelf, sorry, at 2K around 3 dB. Then I'm actually cutting 35 hertz around 2 dB. So it's like you get that, you got a shelf, but you got a little a cut in the middle of that shelf. So that's gonna help. That's just helping to shape the overall tone of every rig, and cut out a little bit of that bass, and then cut out some of the harshness in the upper mids around that, anywhere from like 2 to 4K. And that's where the vocals like to sit anyway in the mix. So it makes sense to go ahead and cut that out of the guitar sound. So that way you're not interfering with anything else. So there'll be a video that's coming out tomorrow about the global EQ stuff. All right, I'm done with that one. If you want the Chris Isaac, you can go download it. It'll be available on the Headrush Cloud very soon over the next few days. Okay. All right, Allman Brothers. What do you think what kind of amp do you think they used? They probably use maybe like a Marshall or some kind of Fender amp, I'm thinking. It's definitely have a they definitely have a very sweet sounding lead tone. And they probably just cranked up the amp back then. Not really sure what to choose here. Let's go with the J45. Let's just see what kind of. I do not like the 409. Let's go with the MD421. Oh, I gotta learn how to play that song a little bit better. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. It's not very like. Let's just crank up a Fender amp. Nope. It's not it either, folks. What kind of amp would they have used? Help me out, guys. Yeah, they probably used some kind of Marshall, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that J45 tone. Let's try a 50 watt. All right, that's not bad. Something going on here. Let's turn the bass down. It's really hard to know what it would be in context without hearing the drums and bass and everything else in the mix. That's the problem I have, because everything sounds okay in isolation, but it's all about what it is in the mix. So sounds pretty good. So with these amps, I mean, you can kind of crank them up a little bit, but that's a plexiglass 50 watt, and that sounds pretty good. I do like the Greenback 25. Let's put a 57 on there. Joseph, you'll probably want to install the update, because with the update, there is quite a few different amps there. They definitely added the Black Princeton and the Princeton Reverb. They've added the Deluxe Gain mod, I think. They added some new Lead 800 amps, the bass mod, the Bright, and the TS mod. They add the Cap mod for the M2. And I think they added the TREADPLATE Raw and Vintage. I think before they just had the Modern, maybe. And then that's about it. And that they did add the flip bass. Yeah, they had the flip bass right there. Okay. So yeah, go and download that new update. Let me get my slide out, folks. Where's my slide? I just got a new slide not too long ago. I was at Corner Music here in Nashville, and really I hadn't been to the new location, so I wanted to go check it out. And I sat down in the acoustic room and started playing on some dobros, and I picked up this slide. I was like, ooh, that actually feels really good. All right, cool. This guitar is not really that set up for slide. But it works. All right. So, I mean, let's just say, okay. Allman Bro. I'm kind of taking a long time with these. I'm sorry, but I just want to make sure I'm getting it at least in the ballpark. That okay. So let's say they're playing live at the Fillmore East, and we're going to throw in a little bit of concert hall reverb. Okay. That's just what we're going to do. So that's too much. Let's say the decay is down, tone down. Ooh, not bad. I mean, it's really not too bad. Not bad at all. All right, Allman Brothers, Jessica. What do you think, guys? You guys are blowing up the chat room, man. Good job. way to discuss among yourselves, you know. All right, cool. That's not bad. I mean, it's pretty good. All right, let's actually go to all rigs. And let's go to one of the presets here. Let's just have fun. So everyone knows that the stock presets are crap and nobody likes them, dude, or whatever. But let's X-Roads, Jim, Brown 800, Purple Bike, Purple Solo, Hart Pawner. I don't know what any of these mean. All right, this is probably Insane Train. This is probably Crazy Train, right? All right, so let's take this song. Let's just make it our own, okay? So we're gonna say save new rig. I'm gonna call it Crazy Train because that's what it is, and we're gonna see if we can outdo the Headrush design team here. Hey, who made these presets anyway, folks? Come on. All right, so first of all, so they made the rig volume up pretty high. It's just barely going into the yellow, but we're going to bring that down to 0. And we're going to actually clear out everything else. And I want to get down to the basics. I want to get back to the basics of life. And kind of see what's going on here. Now, why do they use a small? I don't know. I don't like it. We're gonna delete one of those like that. We're gonna put it on the end, and this is a plexiglass VARI. So we're gonna crank it up here. The bass is down low. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Crazy. That's how it goes. There's a people living as fools. All right. They did have a distortion in here. Let's see what the graphic EQ is doing. So they're cutting a little bit of 100 hertz, cutting a little bit of 370, cutting around 800, and then boosting 2 and 3.25K. Okay. I'm all right with that. That's fine. So let's A/B that and see what happens. All right, cool. So I think boosting those upper mids helps bring the rig to life. Still sounds a little buzzy to me. Let's see what a 20-watt greenback sounds like. Let's see what a 30-watt sounds like. Yeah, I think with the guitar tone on the album, it sounds actually sounds pretty dark sounding. Actually, let's do off axis. I cannot play. I'm not playing good tonight, folks. And let's see what the distortion does. Let's turn the gain down. We don't need that much gain, folks. Come on. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's keep turning the gain down a little bit. All right, I was checking the chat there. Checking the chat. All right, so what do you think about the Crazy Train sound? Is it working for you? I definitely think it's an off-axis microphone. Let's try that one. All right. The Dyne 421 wins. So when I hear this song, I'm definitely hearing some like, you know, like a room mic kind of sound. And, you know, it doesn't really sound like a direct, you know, microphone right on the cab. It sounds kind of distant, sounds kind of off axis, you know, to me. So ooh, all right. Crazy. That's how it goes. All right. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna make a set list. We're gonna go all the way to the bottom. And this is the viewer suggested Headrush rigs number 16. So we're gonna save new set list. Viewer suggested Headrush rigs 16. Do I want to put number in there? Sure. Number 16. All right, there we go. So now if I go to view and I'm going to go to hybrid. I like hybrid mode, especially on the big pedal board, because you can get 4 rigs across the top and then you got 3 switches across the bottom that you can still put you know, different stomp boxes and whatnot if you want to. So there you go. There's my and then we got Allman Brothers. And then we got Crazy Train. Cool. All right, let me go into hardware sign. I'm going to go ahead and take the amp and cab out and this cab out. I don't know where there's, oh. That's what that was, because there was multiple cabs. Let's see what the graphic EQ does. Let's just see what happens if we don't boost to 3.2K and only boost to 2K. All right, I like that better. Let's not cut the low end. All right, I'm okay with the other things. All right, there's our Crazy Train rig. We're gonna make that orange. We're gonna make this graphic EQ red, because why not? All right, I'm gonna do something special for you here. I'm gonna create a rig that I was playing with the other day. And this is it is based on a parallel path kind of thing. So we're actually going to do this. We're going to say amp and cab are going to go over here. We're going to do the Princeton thing again. And we're going to do, it sounds really good when you're doing like a wet dry rig. So we'll do a white boost on this side. And maybe let's do a pre-dirt modulation, which in this case, I like going with let's do a stone phaser slow. take that out for now. We're going to crank up the volume. All right. So what I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to add an auto swell because I like auto swell. And I'm going to add a compressor on this side, dot comp. Bam. So okay. And I'm going to go to mix. I want to make sure that, let's do my B level. It's going to be higher than my A level. What I want to do, I want to have some pretty big reverb swell in. So we're going to make this parallel. So we're going to have the mix be 100%. And let's just see what happens. This is going to get crazy, folks. Maybe. Check the auto swell out. It's just the mix. Let's bring the level up here. Now, so what you're hearing right now, I'm only running mono out of the Headrush. And so therefore, when I pan A, which is the left output all the way left, then pan B all the way right, you're only hearing the left because I don't have a cable coming out of the right. So there you go. So now if I blend this back into the other side, check this out. So there's my reverb now. Okay. So if let's just say I'm going to pan both to the middle like that. And like that. And what I was thinking of, I got this idea from Electro Harmonics video I was watching. Let's do a shimmer. Let's do a soundscape. And basically what they were doing, they had a some new attack decay pedal. I'm going to make this a little bit less. And they were able to swell in. They had different presets for this too. They were able to swell in other effects behind their dry signal, which is super cool. So I was like, well, I can kind of do that with this parallel path and just see, you know, what happens. So oh, you want a House of the Rising Sun, do you? There is a house. Okay, let's show you what happens if I put a volume pedal behind all or in front of all that. So watch this. If I put the volume pedal down, you don't hear anything. So let's actually do it that way. Let's take the auto swell out. And we're going to put in more No, I want a different preset. I want this to be long. Oh, we're going to call this foot swell. Golly, I can't type. Oh, I can't type. Foot swell. I'm trying, folks. I really am. Foot swell ambience. Bam. All right. So now you can swell in the ambience with your foot. And you might just have to experiment with pre-delay. Let's actually make the sync on, turn those on, mix down pretty low. And we're going to have this come in around 3/8. Now, I want you to notice something right here. Even though I have the hill back, all that ambience can keep going. Because if you have like a normal pedal board anyway, I usually have my volume pedal after my dirt and before my wet effects. So that way, even though I have the hill down, which is cutting out the dry signal, my wet effects keep going. Okay, so it's kind of the point doing all that. I'm going to make this something different. Because I can, why not? Ooh, let's do Cathedral. Yeah. I like the shimmer being after. Oh, come on. Come on, folks. There we go. Bring the mix down. And I really wish there was a way to add, maybe split this up a little differently than they have it. Because that would make this even more powerful than it already is. Being able to be like, all right, I want to say I want 2 blocks over here and 6 blocks over here and 2 or 3 blocks over here and, you know, whatever. So, because I really want one more block to be right here. But let's, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Let's do tremolo. We're going to do a soft. Kind of turn the depth down a little bit. So now the tremolo is going to be moving everything. I'm not locking the 3/16. All right, let's do this. Let's add a blanket reverb here. which basically just means, you know, something that affects everything. And turn the tails on, the mix down a little bit. We're going to take out the stone phaser. I don't need that. I do like everything else in there. I'm really experimenting right here, live in front of you. You're getting the mind of Nathan right now. The mind of the doctor. I know it's scary, but you just have to deal with it. All right, so let's say the B level is going to be up, louder, so that way we can really control the sound. All right, I like the shimmer. I really do. But let's say the reverb is gone. And now we're also going to add smart harmony. And we're going to do octaves. Ooh, I don't know what's going on right now, but I like it. Let's go to hardware assign. Let's take out the amp and cab. See how it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. So I'm going to put the white boost here, smart harmony, shimmer, and delay, so I can kick those in and out if I want to. So let's say I want to take the shimmer out, I can. Just leave the delay. Totally mix up. Alright, I want these to be octaves. do you think, folks? All right, let's say we take out the shimmer. We add back in a reverb, air reverb. Let's make it ambient. Turn it up. Pretty good size. All right, so far, how do you like this setup? I have a microphone on my voice, and then a left output of the Headrush going into a Zoom Q8 in webcam mode, and I'm choosing that as my stream source on just the YouTube website. So I'm not using my phone this time. I'm using the actual computer and a web browser, and I'm using the Zoom Q8. What do you think? Okay, but how's the picture to you guys? Is it kind of blurry? Is it less quality? On it's definitely not HD quality, I'm sure. Um, but what do you think? I'm getting nice. It works. Sounds great. But how does it look? I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, but. All right, so here's your foot swell ambience. You can blend that in however you want. All right, let's do a few more. Why not? I'm actually gonna put this in rig view. So there's the main difference between, because you got set list and song, but if you put in rigs, you should be able to see 4 rigs across the 8 switches, because you are still in the certain set list that you're in, and that's all well and good. But I did see somebody comment a few weeks ago in the user group saying, "Hey, how can I get 8 rigs across the 8 switches?" And well, this is how you would do it. You would just have it in, you would choose your set list and then choose rig mode. So that way you're only switching between rigs, and you're not able to see the any other stomp boxes or anything. But I think for me, hybrid mode is just as good, because then you can still do bank up and down. You can see like you got 4 rigs across your 8 your 4 switches on the top. You can bank down, and now you got 8. Now you got 4 more rigs. Sorry, I can't talk. You got 4 more rigs, and you still have your individual switches or scenes across the bottom. I think that's a really good way of doing it. You can just keep banking up or down to get to the different rigs. So that way you don't have to mess with actual set list mode, and you have to worry about the song selection and whatever else. I'm not big into all that. I kind of wish they would change it. I mean, it's a cool idea, but it's just me personally. I don't like it. So, all right, let's make. What do you think? One more rig, and then we'll call it a night. So I don't even know what to do, but. Yeah, I think so too, John. As long as the sound is good, that's all that matters. Because so far, I've just been monitoring back off of these studio monitors, and you're getting a very indirect sound on the stream, and therefore you can't really get a good representation of what the rig actually sounds like unless you go download it for yourself. So at least this way you're getting good audio on the front end, and you're like, hey, I actually like that sound, I'm gonna go download it, versus being like, well, it kind of sounded crappy on the video, so I may check it out later. But maybe you'll be more prone to go download it so you can try it out. But all right, what do you want me to make? Yeah, you're saying it's a little blurry. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I get it. All right, so we're gonna do I need you guys to name a song. Pick a song, any song. All right, I know one. I taught this to my student earlier today. And we're going to try AC 30 on axis with a 57 on the cab. And we're going to crank it up here. That sounds, yeah. Not too fond of this amp, actually. Well, let's turn the high cut down, see what that does. Nope. It's not doing it for me. Let's switch it to what would a Romantics amplifier be? Does anybody know? Let's try gain mod. See what that does. Turn the master volume up, gain down. Not bad. All right, that sounds that's a really good edge of breakup kind of sound for you guys who are into that kind of thing. What I like about you. This amp cranks. Sounds so good. All right. 20 watt, 421. Let's do off axis. Let's do on axis. Let's try. I don't know. I'm experimenting right here, so. I'm sure they did use a high watt. Maybe we need to get a high watt in this sucker. I am coming out with a video on Monday about all the amps I've ever owned, and I'm pretty sure I counted it's either 28 or 29. I'm gonna have to recount again, but I've owned like 28, 29 different amplifiers over the 25 years I've been playing. That's just way too many amps. But I got to experience a lot. So romantics. I would love an orange amp. A high watt amp would be cool. PV 5150 would be great because I've owned that one. I've owned an orange. I've owned a PV 5150. I've owned the Mezzo Boogie Dual Rec. I've owned multiple different Fender amps. One Marshall combo amp. Some some other PV amplifiers. A Crate GX130, which has been a long time ago. Romantics, what I like. Okay. I don't have enough. What I like about you. All right, there we go. Romantics, what I like about you. All right, cool. I like it. And that's what I like about you and you guys. Use guys. All right, let's do the hardware assign thing and let's take out the amp and cab. We don't need any of that. Okay. So let's see if I do bank down. Now I can get to my other romantics rig. And now I can go to here. And there's all that. I can go to Crazy Train, Allman Brothers. Let's do the hardware assign. Take out the amp and cab. Reverb is fine. And let's add some kind of boost to here. Let's do a white boost. Let's just turn down the gain. I don't need a white boost, but if you just want a little kick. All right, there you go. There's a little boost for you. Then Mary Jane's Last Dance with the hardware assign, amp and cab out, dine out. We'll put the boost in there. There we go. All right, there you go, guys. That is 5 rigs. Mary Jane's, Allman Brothers, Crazy Train, Footswell Ambience, and then the Romantics, What I Like About You. So go ahead and be sure to check out the cloud. Not just me, but there's a lot of cool rigs on there made by somebody else, other people. And so go download those. Get acquainted with your Headrush because this thing is amazing. You can record, you can play live, you can just put on some headphones and just play for hours and just have fun rocking out. So I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.